It's not just a singular murder, but as we got into the investigation, we found that about a year and a half, maybe a year and 8 months, 9 months earlier, he murdered his father.
This morning, we're spotlighting the story of a Florida teenager who's accused of fatally stabbing his mother just 18 months after fatally shooting his father. Investigators are calling this kid a psychopath. This is him, 17-year-old Collin Griffith. Investigators believe that an altercation outside of his grandma's home is what led to his mother's stabbing last week. The sheriff is calling this simply a cold-blooded murder. The latest deadly encounter comes less than 2 years after he was arrested for shooting and killing his father. Scripps News, Cape Coral, has more.
I'm Fox 4's Anvar Ruziev, and I'm in Port Charlotte, where this morning I'm bringing you a disturbing story of a teen who killed his father, and now he's accused of killing his mother in another county far from this home where she lived. Neighbors say this is Collin and this is 39-year-old Catherine Griffith. Wednesday afternoon, Polk County deputies said Collin Griffith used this knife to murder his mother in Auburndale Sunday night. Initially, the teen told deputies his mother had lunged at him with the knife.
Collin said, "I've had a very, very long fight with Mom, and she fell on a knife and she's bleeding from the neck."
However, Sheriff Grady said an investigation revealed the 17-year-old's claim wasn't true, and the detectives charged him with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and violation of a no-contact order. Even more concerning, Sheriff Judd said Griffith has claimed self-defense before, after he killed his father in Oklahoma. The charges were eventually dropped, something the sheriff didn't agree with.
Had Oklahoma been able to act, Catherine would be alive and well today.
Neighbors I spoke with Wednesday afternoon said they had seen police at Catherine Griffith's home regularly. One neighbor claimed Griffith left an abusive husband and moved to Florida, that she had 2 sons and worked as an English teacher. That neighbor also shared texts she claimed were exchanged with the victim shortly before her death. The text shows someone claiming to be Catherine talking about how she was reporting her son as a runaway to Charlotte County deputies because he was in violation of probation. The text indicated that the suspect refused to listen to local detectives, and the texter said, quote, "I'm going to drive to get him, and if he doesn't get in the car, then Polk County can deal with him." Now, we've since called Polk County investigators about these texts as potential evidence in their case. We've also reached out to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office about previous dealings with Collin, who Sheriff Judd says wants to try as an adult. In Port Charlotte, Anvar Ruziev, Fox 4.
Let's talk more about this very disturbing young man and these 2 cases that he's involved with. Let's bring back in law enforcement expert Sonny Slaughter and retired criminal defense attorney Kirk Nurmi. After this altercation with his mother, we understand this kid runs to his grandma's home, which is over an hour away, and some things led to the stabbing. I want you to both take a listen, please, to the sheriff, Grady Judd, outlining what investigators say they believe occurred.
At about 4:30, witnesses and neighbors see Collin and Mom arguing outside, and Collin grabs his mother by the hair and drags her into the house. Just about 2 hours later, that's when we receive a 911 call where Collin said, "I've had a very, very long fight with Mom, and she fell on a knife and she's bleeding from the neck." Our investigation clearly and unequivocally shows that that circumstance did not occur like that.
Fell on a knife. Sonny Slaughter, I want to begin with you, please. You've heard a lot throughout your many years of service. Let's talk about this one here. Your thoughts, please.
It is unfortunate that parents and mothers, we have such faith sometimes in our children and our offspring, and we do whatever we can to help them. But there's also a reality to the threat that some children can pose and do pose, as this young man did to his parents. And I do not think that with all of the mothers efforts that she came to that realization at a time when she should have to save her own life. This child is definitely psychopathic. He is dangerous. She knew he was dangerous and she still tried to help him, and she lost her life because of this. As parents, we have to come to a reality, what we can do, what we can't do, even when it involves our own children.
Yes, yes, well said, Sonny. There were some warning signs that this kid was violent. The sheriff said that after he came to live with his mother, he attacked her multiple times. In one DV case, he actually stomped on her, according to the sheriff's department. He was briefly held for some mental health services, released back with her then. The sheriff addressed this kid's appearance during that press conference. I want to play that clip for you both now.
It's important to understand, when you look at this, you see a kid. When I look at him, I see a psychopath. I see totally erratic behavior, to the point that he's already, at 17 years of age, shot and killed his father and got away with it, and stabbed his mother in the neck so hard that the knife went all the way through and was to the back of her neck, and she died there. He's being charged with first-degree murder, obviously, and we're asking the state attorney's office, it's their decision, but our state attorney's office is the greatest, to prosecute him as an adult.
A great request there. Kirk Nurmi, your thoughts on whether that request is going to be granted? Do you think he will be tried as an adult?
Yeah, certainly, Julie, I do. I mean, at 17, the severity of the crime, the things that judges take a look at when they're considering that includes the severity of the crime, their age, what have you, right? We saw that. We talked about Carly Gregg earlier. 13, the judge decided that the severity of the crime was enough to warrant her being charged in adult court. And here, the circumstances around this man, and it breaks my heart when you say, you know, he was briefly held for mental health services. I wonder how brief, and I wonder what those services are. Considering, and we talk about Miss Gregg, we talked about 14-year-old school shooter a few weeks ago. The need for these mental health services, this is the part that breaks my heart, Julie, is they can't be brief and they can't be services in name only. The interventions need to be severe if we really want to stop these kind of homicidal teenagers, whether it's with custody or what have you, but something needs to change, because as Sonny's right, so many times the parents will write it off, and unfortunately in this case that was to this mother's own demise.
Oh, you're exactly right, Kirk. Thank you for that. When I was researching what happened with Dad, you know, because that really had me curious, how did this case get dropped? Apparently investigators had reported that this kid, or a psychopath, as Grady Judd calls him, the sheriff. Love that sheriff. He's a very good sheriff. We've seen him on cases before, and said that apparently the kid claimed that the shooting was in self-defense, and the investigators who worked that case in a different region, as we saw in the Scripps News report, they came to this was in Lincoln County, Oklahoma, was where his dad was shot, in Oklahoma. The investigators said they couldn't find anything that would disprove his claim. He claimed that he had to shoot his dad in self-defense, and now I'm wondering if those investigators may take another look at it. Sonny Slaughter, what do you think about that? Coupling it with the information we know about what happened with Mom, do you think they may crack open that case file?
I think it would be in their best interest to do that, to go back, review everything that they thought. And, you know, a lot of times people are giving young people based on age, you know, a way out, or, you know, more weight towards their age than their behaviors, and that could have been what happened in this case. So I think they'll go back, look at that case, and if necessary, recharge or charge him accordingly if they find substantive evidence to back up any additional information and allegations they may come across.
Yes, yes. Sunny and Kirk, thank you both for the great insight. We're going to leave it there for now, but this, of course, is a case we're going to continue following. It is just stomach turning.